first problem will arise.
You're privileged to understand the inner workings of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. How do foreign missions generate revenue to carry out their obligations?
Generally, they are not allowed to generate funds and then be making use of whatever they generate. No. Whatever you generate in the public service, you have to send back home. But there are cases whereby some missions are authorized, all right, to take part of what they generate. The issue is that through the issuance of passports, issuance of visa, some missions generate some money. But what they generate is not always a big deal. There are some missions where you have a large community of Nigerians, which may warrant the establishment of a consulate. In that case, it is very possible for such a diplomatic mission to generate some substantial amount of money.
But could that be the reason of poor finances? Could that be the reason why ministries and foreign missions are not able to meet the demands of advocacy and providing legal help for Nigerians who live outside of the country?
I wouldn't think so. The first reason, as I've said earlier on, is that, look, whatever they generate, they don't have control over it. Second point, foreign service officers do not earn salaries abroad. They don't. They are only paid allowances. Okay? And their allowances are mainly dollarized. Okay? They are paid in dollars, in some cases pound sterling, generally speaking. In some missions, say in the European Union, they may be paid in the local currency, especially if that currency is valid within Europe, like you have the euro. Now, what I think may be directly responsible for the demotivation is the fact that what the foreign service officers need, okay, they are not generally given as at when due. You see, releases are quite different from appropriations. You can have approval that, okay, you know, even the Minister of Foreign Affairs does not send money directly in some areas. It is the Ministry of Finance that pays them directly. And since the government will send money on the basis of what the government itself is able to generate. So if money does not come in on time, the government is not able to also pay on time.
I know we've complained in the past about Nigeria having too many foreign missions outside, more than we can cater to. Is that still a problem?
I think that the issue of many missions and cutting down, I do not think is a problem at all. We are completely missing the strategic importance of a diplomatic mission. First of all, the establishment of a diplomatic mission is an expression of mutual interest to promote closer rapport. It is an expression of the fact that the level of suspicion, enmity all along is at best very low. When you close down a mission, you are sending a very wrong signal to your host country. The host country will first of all interpret it to mean that, okay, your host country is no longer relevant, it's no longer important, it's no longer worth expending money to maintain a mission. Secondly, when you don't have a mission in a country, you have one or two options. The first option is to seek the intermediation of a third country to look after your affairs. We can maintain as many missions as possible, but we can as well make them effective by ensuring that the foreign service officers that will be there are reduced in number, and then we give them whatever they require to work effectively and still get the same outcome.
So about the budgets, really, how much are we looking at this year?
I think the total is about 103.4 billion, and this comprises the overhead, the personnel, and the capital. Just a little less than what was given in 2013. In 2013, what was given was more than the budget proposal for 2014.
Does this also affect how the host countries relate to Nigeria? Does this affect the perception that they have of the country?
Well, you see, it is important to distinguish between people-to-people relationship and government-to-government relationship. To a great extent, I remember vividly well this the killing of a Nigerian and the threat. The Indian High Commissioner to Nigeria by that time came up to explain to the world that, look, we should not look at it from the negative perspective. He explained that relationship between Nigeria and India was quite good, and he was correct. But that is at the level of government to government. Now, when it comes to the level of Nigerians being targeted, they are not necessarily targeted by the government of India. Many Nigerians have businesses with some Indian counterparts. And when there is a misunderstanding, the essential thing is for those affected to find a way of fighting back. You know, by the time the same people said, well, if you continue to treat us this way, Indians do not have the monopoly of mistreating people. That there are many Indians, in Nigeria. So if we give them a reciprocal treatment, the Indians will not like that. And when we are not talking about Indians who don't like that, it's not just people to people. Government to government will be there. So the issue is that those that are languishing in jail, it appears they have committed some offenses and they have been convicted. They have been tried. They have been convicted. Those that are in detention, either because allegedly they carry drugs all along, they are there. Indians who flout our laws in Nigeria will not go scot-free.
Thank you very much, Professor.
Thank you. It's a pleasure speaking with you again.
And that's where we end the program this week. Thanks for watching. Send us emails, tweets, or leave comments on our page on Facebook. The addresses are on your screen. I am Amarachi Ubani. I'll see you next time.